It is Tuesday, and welcome to Tuesday at Two Lines. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. Pretty excited about tonight. I don't know why. I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but it's Tuesday. We're here with the community, with the guys and girls. Whoever shows up will be awesome. Whether it's 10 people or it's 100 people, it's pretty awesome. So thanks for tuning in this week. Hopefully you had a good start to your week, and hopefully by hanging out tonight makes it even better. So what's going on in the slot car world? What's going on in your world? I can tell you that there's a lot going on in the slot car world. There's some big races that people are prepping for, and I got to be involved in a phone call last night about some guys here that some of them hang out in the chat that are going to Italy for the NSR World 24-hour race. So that's pretty exciting. But got some other news for the channel we'll talk about later. So we'll want to mark your calendar for some things that are up and coming. But what's going on? I've been fighting some technical issues. I really was struggling trying to figure out my camera and why my camera won't focus. There we go. It's a little soft. So I gave it a good cleaning, updated the firmware, and that fixed it. So it was not connecting to my laptop for some reason. Not sure why. But here we are. We're ready to roll. I've got the track view. Let's check it out. The layout is coming along nicely. Pretty happy about how that looks. Pretty cool. I've got some laps in on it now. Shout out to my buddy and friend David Coffey. David and his wife Kelly. Kelly is one of my wife's best friends. They've known each other since kindergarten. Grew up together, best friends, and have just always had a great relationship. Our kids grew up together. We went out to eat on Saturday night, and I told David, I'm like, why don't you come over and hang out at the track? So that was the first time he'd ever raced slot cars and had a great time. So David, if you're tuning in tonight, thanks for coming over. I'm glad you had a great time with Dusty and I. And we'll do it again soon. So, but yeah, track looks good. Pretty happy with that. That's kind of a cool view. You can see everything. I am working on a video that will release probably this Saturday if I can get some final footage. You guys know me. I don't overproduce my videos. So I do some basic editing, but I try not to create a gigantic workload for me. I just don't have time to spend 12, 15, 20, 30 hours editing a video. I'm not sure that's you guys expect that when you see my videos. But I am kind of doing a walkthrough. It's a lot of talking head at this point, unless I start cutting some things out of it. But a lot of it is just explaining where my headspace was, where I was when I was designing it. And I've been designing this for quite some time. Really got serious after the Nationals race, and we were sitting here building scratch build cars to send to Home Racing World Proxy. I'd spent a bunch of time on the oval, and we were having a lot of fun with that. And I was really ready to move on from this last layout. And so we wanted to create a layout. I'll explain in the video, but yeah, that's probably going to come out this Saturday. I have some fast lap challenge videos that are recorded. I got to fix the red lane on the oval. The timing quit, and I moved the table and it was working just fine. And then all of a sudden I must have broke a solder joint or something when I moved the table. So I've got to climb under there and explore and figure out, because I need to grab those cars. I've got a few more cars to do the fast lap challenge. Dave Gurley, shout out to Shotgun Dave, sent one of the coolest cars we've seen on the fast lap challenge. He sent that vintage NASC truck. style of car, truck. And it's fun. It's fantastic. Really enjoying running some laps with that. It might give George a good run for his money. So that's kind of where we're starting. We'll talk a little bit about the cars that I've run on this layout so far, what's kind of floating to the top, and then we'll just take questions. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? Hey, Chris, welcome. Hey, John Mark Hall, how are you feeling, buddy? Hopefully you're feeling better. Yeah, man, the flu's going around, so take care of yourself. Daniel, haven't talked to you in a while, buddy. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, man, if it's been bouncing around your house, that's no good. No good. Hey, Harry, Mr. Albright, Tuesday at 2 Lines, the weekly town hall meeting of slots. I'll take that. The weekly town hall. I love it. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Eric. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Jeff G. Jeff, thanks for sending cars in. I really appreciate it. The cars have been fun on the oval. But now that we got the new layout here, I haven't touched the oval until last night for a little bit. So we've got some more racing to do over there, but we'll get there. HSF, good evening. Hey, Bruce, thanks for tuning in. Hey, Bo, over in Germany. And that's one of the things. I was talking to somebody today at work, and I was trying to explain to them where people who tune in to this live stream are from. And like, we have pretty much have got people everywhere, and that's pretty awesome. It really blows me away. But thanks for tuning in. This upcoming weekend, my club is running an all Carrera race for the first time. That is fantastic. I'm glad you've got someplace to go race. The Carrera cars will be a blast. Speaking of Carrera cars, I have to get my NASCAR tuned. I'm late to the game to do a video on it, so I haven't really done a video on it. I just did an introduction that I received it, but I really need to get that thing tuned. And it will be the first car that I use to test the digital side of this track. I haven't tested that yet. I need to. I need to make sure that that's working right, and all the lane changes are good, and the fuel and the software and everything's working. So seems like the whole northern hemisphere is infected with the flu and COVID. I was just re-hit by a nasty cold in recent days, but getting better. That's good to hear, Bo. Hey, Chris, I saw your message right before I went live from earlier today. I think we're good for that, but I'll let you know. But I think we should be good for it. Hey, slightly mad, all the way from Australia. How about this? Sent my brother and I some stickers. Fantastic, love it. I've got some stickers coming, so I'll be sending you for the exchange. I'll send those out. It might take a while to get to you, but you will have some stickers coming. Yeah, cool stuff. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. Mine is going to go right on my pit box because that's where my stickers go. What else do we have? Hey, Curvy, welcome. Good to have you. Hey, Salty. Remember, if you have a question, what's the over-under? We've stopped betting on whether I'm wearing hair gel or a hat and moved on to what's the over-under for the live. Thanks. Shotgun Dave, welcome. But thanks, Salty, for that. That's fun. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are enjoying that. It's pretty awesome. That number just blows me away, man. I can't really wrap my mind around it. But Shotgun Dave is in the house. Shotgun Dave sent that car, and it's we were talking today, and I told him that I'm making some more peppers to send his way. Hopefully, if my local place can get me some fresh jalapenos. So we'll see. Dojo, hey Dojo. Thanks for being here, guys. Hey, Jim Rose. Jim, you guys been doing a lot of racing out there, Motown and all those. Like, you're very fortunate to have so many tracks, people opening their homes for you guys to race on. That's pretty exciting. Thanks for letting me be in that group. I know maybe I'll get out there and race with you guys one day, but I really appreciate it. So, yeah, good stuff. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Hey, Ernest. Got to catch Ernest's live stream. He and Colt were having some fun with some new cars that they got on Saturday, which was pretty awesome. And they have a lot of fun, which is fun to watch. So good stuff, guys. Keep having fun. Keep having fun with that track. George, my man. George has just wrapped up a series on scratch building that is fantastic, guys. I mean, it is step by step. Anybody who's ever thought about doing a scratch build, it will be a reference, an evergreen video series that will be a reference for a long time. Well done, George. It really is fantastic. He talked about truing tires. He used the Mid-America tire truer, which true one tire at a time. I'm really pleased with the GNS tire grinder that I got from Greg Gabb. And guys, for those of you who watched my video on Saturday and actually ordered from Greg, that was pretty awesome. Thanks. I know he appreciates the orders. He's not doing this to make a bunch of money. He wants guys to have a great tool at a great price. And so, but there are good options out there now. You've got the CG truer, you've got the Mid-America truer, the Huddy is back, and then the GNS. You've got choices, and that's always great. Hey, Tim, thanks for tuning in. Good to have you. Robert Lee. Hey, DG. Hey, Greg. Greg, I've got to take your car apart. The lead wire came off of the guide, and I can't get it without taking the body off. So, but I thought we would run some laps with it tonight if we got a chance. So we'll see. Auto Enthusiast Network. The slot car world is popping right now. It is a great time. We've been saying that for a long time. I say a long time. Yesterday was my 3-year anniversary of being on YouTube with my slot car track. And I posted the very first night, I posted some video of my starter set on the floor in the basement. And I posted it on Instagram, I think, on maybe my Facebook page. And then I thought, I'll just add this to my YouTube channel. And that was kind of the beginning of the YouTube channel. Dusty's like, man, you should do this. And so we did. And so yesterday was 3 years we've been in the hobby. And it has been one of the best things I've done from a hobby standpoint. I've had a lot of different hobbies, and learning to play the guitar has been the best thing I've ever done for myself in my life. It's just something, it's an everyday part of my life. And slot cars, the hobby and the YouTube channel and the racing, and it's just been such a special thing for the last 3 years. And, I don't see it ending anytime soon. I still have a lot of passion about it. I still have a lot of things to learn. There's so many cool things. So when you say that the slot car world is popping right now, you are right. There are some great things happening, some awesome cars coming out. I am super excited about the Lola coming from NSR. I will tell you that if you guys have watched any of my videos, you know that my Thunder Slot Elva is my favorite car. I actually have a win with that car. It was a gift from my buddy Daryl, and I will forever be thankful that Daryl gave me that Thunder slot that first night at Cincy Slots. He sent it home with me, and then a couple of weeks later, when I tried to give it back to him, he wouldn't take it back, and that means a lot. And that, just real quick, there's a lot going on. A lot of you know that Pat got some bad news and is not great. Is struggling, but man, we're just going to continue to pray for him. But it just reminds me that through this channel and through this hobby, I've got to meet some really amazing people, and I've developed friendships, really deep friendships through this channel and through slot cars and the hobby and going down to Cincy Slots and those guys there. I mean, they are all my friends, and I care about these people. And some of these people, you build deep relationships with them, and you never get to see them face to face. Dave Gurley and I were talking about that today, or maybe it was last night. It's just like, I love these people. Like I truly care about them and their well-being. And so when you have somebody in our community that's hurting and that's going through some tough stuff, and I know that Pat's not the only one. There's so many out there that we don't even know what they're going through. But man, you develop these friendships and these deeper relationships, and we never get to see each other face to face. And that's just that's a crime almost. So I'll get off my soapbox, but why I say all that is to say that I'm thankful that we've had a moment with all of you, and that we've developed these friendships and these relationships, and maybe we'll get a chance to meet face to face one day. Maybe we won't, but know that you've got a community that cares about you, and we're just going to lift Pat up. And I want him to feel that and know that, and that, man, regardless of what's going to happen, you're loved, bro. You're loved, and there's lots of people who care deeply for you and want only the best for you. So hang in there, find hope in that knowledge, and all right, I'll move on. Yeah, didn't mean to bring it down, but I wanted to say those things. Hey, John, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Bryce, I enjoyed the video. The layout is fantastic of your Carrera Go stuff. The nice thing about Carrera Go, that smaller scale, you can fit a really good sized layout in a pretty small space. But great video. I enjoy it. I think you're going to have a blast on that. HSF says, got my shipment from K&S. I got my shipment from K&S Metals, just waiting on Slot Car Corner order, and the scratch building begins. Yes. HSF, again, go check out George's videos. It's a great step-by-step. You won't be led in the wrong direction. You will build a great running car if you just follow his steps. So enjoy it. It's fun. It really is fun. Going back to Bryce. Bryce, yes. Shout out to our buddy Steve at BS Slots. He sent me this HO car. And like, I have to say, I forget just how small these little things are. I mean, there's your comparison. This thing is insane. Insane. And I know I don't even have it going. I was only running 20 volts. He's like, try 22. And I was worried about, I need to check what my rating is on the DeFalco. I think it's only 20. I think I'm kind of peaked out at 20. But this car is nuts on Carrera track. It's just a blast. So shout out to Steve. Thanks for sending me that. It's been fun. We'll run way more laps on it. He even gave me some parts, some extra pickups, because we will definitely wear these babies out, I'm sure. But he did the brushes on and then the little guidepost. It works fantastic. So maybe we'll run a few, but I posted on Instagram today a little short video of running that. So good stuff. Hey, Ben. Thanks, ADW. Hey, MB. Whoa, track. Oh, track view is awesome. Yeah, man. It could go just a touch this way. Maybe that's a little better. No, maybe not. Hey, quit creeping. Quit creeping. There we go. Okay. So yeah, man, it's I'm really happy with how the layout turned out. I mean, the one question I did have, and I'll approach that in my video, is this section here on this end is super fast, and I've got room if I wanted to expand about maybe a 6 foot by 8 foot section. It would be pretty easy to do that on this end of the table, because maybe it's too easy. And I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge of that, but I don't know. It flows so good, and it's super fast. But it's got some good technical. So let me run down some of the times. So my fastest car right now, which is crazy, is this. And this is a partially tuned. I haven't completed it yet. It's a partially tuned super tires 22.5 ball bearing motor. Regular guide. I've got the wood guide to put on it. Dusty had a few extras in his box, and he gave it to me because I've got them coming in my next slot car corner order. Outside of that, well, I guess it's not fair to say that it's not tuned. It's got a little bit of weight, just one button in it. This is a different body. This is the number 31 chassis, the red 908, 6708. That is the track record at the moment, 6708. And then we talk about other cars. Thunder slots are running about 6.9s, 7.0s. Fast Revo slots on this track are 7.3s and 7.4s. Those are really fast Revos. The average Revo is running about 7.5, 7.6. My slotted Group C cars are running about the same as the Revo slots, 7.5s. The Group 2s are running in the low 8s. Cars that surprised me, my fly cars, they're running in the high 7s. Would not have expected that, but I'm impressed by that. What else do we have? My sideways cars, mid 7s. I think those can get better, but I think definitely going to have to do some tuning on those because they're just not handling. They're not sticking like they did in the old layout. But the NSR cars, they really have risen to the top. Pretty impressive. So what else? Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, I feel like it's a nice layout. I really feel like it's going. Hey, David. Hopefully you're doing well. Hang in there over there. Across the pond. Hey, 124, my BMW M4 number 124 will be here in about 9 hours. Nice, Bo. That's fun. Marty, what's your favorite colors? Baby. That's funny. Thanks, James. Hey, Ron. Good to have you. Jim Rose, they say that the P68 isn't competitive. Who's they? Clean sweep. Yeah, I was impressed with that too, John. Like to the point where I have a P68, and I'm redoing the front end on it. It's got the blue chassis. It was really set up for a wood track. I think I've got another chassis for it, the standard chassis. So, yeah, after I saw that, I'm like, I got to get this thing back on the track. It's such a cool car. So, working on that. Hey, Pat. So, Pat, I have to tell you, I'm a fan. I love your last name, if that is your real last name. I'm a Sherlock fan. Love everything Sherlock Holmes. Always have. And Moriarty is such a great antagonist. Let's see, what else do we have? Who else? The P68 was dominant. Jim, why do you think the P68 was dominant? Do you have a theory on that? Is it just that track? Because we've seen that at the Nationals, the P68s are okay, but everybody's running the 908 because it is just the car in the vintage class. So I'm curious to know why you think it was dominant. Hey, Tad. Thanks for tuning in, man. Good to have you. I agree. I can't wait to see Mr. Albright back out doing some racing. He's got all that racing going on around him. Hey, Nick V. Hey, Doug. Thanks for tuning in. No need to rub it in. Bob Palmer. Man, we just have a bunch of people in. 95 people. Wow. Guys, this is incredible. Hey, Bill. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well. I can't complain. Mark Cunningham. Man, have any of you seen the car Shotgun Dave built for Shane Hughes down under? What a build. Mark, that is definitely a cool build, and it is right up Shane's alley. It's perfect for him. Hey, JD John. Good evening. It is perfect. Shady Dave. Hey, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the conversation. Hey, Slot Journal. Good evening. How's Northern Ohio treating you? You got some ice coming maybe Thursday. Be safe up there. Soldering fumes keep the flu away. That's good. What else do we have? Gosh. Marty is on the tube. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate that. Gotta have the peppers. Yeah, we'll get them. We'll get some out there. Hey, P&W. Good evening. What's up, man? Appreciate you being here. Thanks for tuning in. Patrick, I have to tell you, software is working great. I think I finally figured out the overlap I was getting when multiple cars went underneath. I did some shielding around each of the sensors, and we did not have one mistimed lap out of, I don't know, see, each of us ran close to over 500 laps, I think. So 1,500 laps. So I think I've got it figured out finally. Even though we weren't missing laps. There were no ghost laps. We're not getting any of that. We were just getting, if like 3 cars went under the bridge right about the same time, the reflection off of one because of the lighting was triggering a quicker time or a slower time, depending on which direction it was going. And so that has nothing to do with the software, but I thought I'd give you an update. The countdown timer may be the best feature in between races. Yeah, good. That was great stuff. Great stuff. Ooh, what else do we have? Also, Patrick introduced another feature where you can have multiple rotations. So now Fast Laps could handle like a 24-hour race. where you have multiple rotations through the lanes. So, maybe over a 24-hour period of time, there might be 6 total rotations through the lanes with 42-minute, heats, which is crazy to me to think 42, 43-minute heats, whatever that is. It's a long time to be on the track running. But Fast Laps can handle that now. And what an easy feature to add, but really done some testing with it, ran some cars for a couple hours, and just the rotation just works. They just kept rotating through, and it was really good. So well done, Patrick. Gladstone, happy birthday to you. Congrats. That's fantastic. Happy birthday. The peppers keep your sinuses clear. Yeah, Tad, are you a peppers guy? I think if you are, these are candied jalapenos that I make. They're good. Hey, man, it was fun. I enjoyed hanging out. Happy to be there. What's up, Ian Douglas? All right, since Ian's in the chat, mark your calendars, not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after. Ian's going to join me here on Two Lines live for the live stream, and we will get to ask all kinds of questions of Ian. You guys know Ian. Ian is one of the top racers in the U.S. He probably would not like me to say that, but he's proven it over the last couple years at the Slot at Nationals and winning just about anything and everything that comes his way. That slot car scene in California is crazy competitive. There's a lot of really fast guys out there, and we'd love to get him out to the Midwest here and maybe get him to run the Eastern Nationals next year. It'd be fun, but he'd probably just come and clean up. So, but that's the only way you get better, right? Is running against fast people. But Ian's going to join us. I have a whole list of questions. Ian, I'll try to send that to you just so you can maybe get a heads up. But we'll take kind of a Q&A from the chat. I'm sure there'll be lots of great questions. Just to talk about, like for me, it's just picking your brain about tuning cars. You put out a couple of videos about tuning tires, truing your tires. Those were great. Those will be great resources for people. But what is your thought on what's your race day? Where's your mind at? I notice you wear headphones. So how do you stay calm? How do you stay consistent with your trigger? What are some of your driving tips you might have? Those are some of the things that I want to ask. I'm just going to pick your brain and let you just share your story. How did you get into slot cars? I know you run RC cars as well, but you've had a great couple years. So we're excited to talk to you and thankful that you're going to come join us. So looking forward to it already. Appreciate it. Hey, Steve Sweeney, welcome. Just booked my rental vehicle for the Daytona 500. There you go. Hey, Greg. Ian, Greg, this is Greg that I told you was potentially they're headed to Italy. They will be the Spirit of America team with Corey and Paul and Smokio and Dicky and Steve Holzman. So they've got a good team built. But yeah, so hopefully you guys get a chance to meet up at some point. Hey, Adam. Thank you for your how to use a webcam race corner video, all set up to send 6-lane, 24-minute HO track. Awesome, Adam. I'm glad that helped. It was a little tricky, but once you figured it out, it's not complicated. But I'm glad that you were able to use that video to get things set up. Today, I've been accompanying my honey because her father had to be sent back to the hospital 6 hours. Oh, man. Hang in there, Bo. That's a long time to be in the hospital. Watch your mouth, Greg. Yes, thanks for those scratch build videos. I'm watching them now, and I'm building up courage to start. Yeah, Salty, they're great. Just keep watching. Yeah, Ernest, keep having fun, brother. Ted, I read that and said the same thing. I have no idea what Greg's talking about. I watched your video, Marty, on the front tire grinder. What is that's the best thing ever. I'll be ordering one soon. Yeah, P&W, it won't do just fronts. It'll do rears. You can do one tire at a time, or you can do both at a time. It is a great 3D printed, great product. Greg and Dennis did a great job designing that and getting it printed. And if you have a 3D printer, you can actually print the parts yourself, order the hardware. If you want to source the hardware, I mean, you can do it all. So you have options with that, and I think that's what the beauty of that. Greg has provided kind of any avenue for any price point for people. If you want one pre-built, ready to go, you can do that. But I recommend putting it together because if you buy the kit and put it together, you know intimately how that thing works. And if something's not right, you know how to fix it because you put it together. So I kind of recommend that. But yeah, man, Ryan, if you have any questions about it, Greg's been answering questions on my video. And so he's been very accessible for people when they've asked questions. He's beaten me to most of the questions, answering them. But if there's anything I can help you with, just reach out. You've got my email, I think. If you need my phone number, let me know. Happy to walk you through it. Yeah, the P68 video. Yep, well done, Ian. That was good stuff. I agree, John. Olive relish to use. Oh, okay. See, I don't like olives, but I would try it. Yeah, Ian, you need to get Albright out to some races. Get him back in the game. Let's see, what else do we have? KR Bridges, good evening. Gosh, I've spent a lot of time just saying hello to everybody. Guys, thanks. Roast coffee. I just drank a cup of coffee. I have not had coffee all day because I have a bad habit of putting half and half in my coffee, and I was out of that. So I went to the store right before the live stream, grabbed some half and half, and drank a cup. So who knows? We may cover tons of stuff tonight because I'll be. This community always comes together. Yeah. KR Bridges, you great. I'm glad you got him back, man. Hey, Daryl. Thanks for tuning in. White Wolf, good evening. So, guys, I'm going to leave camera just for a second. So I'm going to throw you over to the track camera. I'm going to go grab a couple of the Fast Lap Challenge cars that I've got, and so we can talk about them. All right. Yeah, don't worry about being late. We'll be here a while. Okay. We've got cars laying everywhere. Yeah, man. That's right. Yeah, P&W, it would be good. Thanks, David. Yeah, I agree. Pat, what do you think of Voodoo Juice? Thanks. I'm sure somebody's already answered this but it's just a great way to keep your braids clean. Down here in the basement, we get some weird gunk on the track. So I'm always trying to keep it clean, keep the rails clean. And I noticed that, the braids really get dirty. And so the Voodoo Juice, it's just really good to keep the braids clean. Do I see a big jump in performance? Probably because not that I noticed that much, but I use it to keep my braids clean. Some guys put it, they do it every time. I don't know. I don't rely on it too much. Maybe I should. All right, guys. Check that out. How good is Shotgun Dave? Look at this beauty of a chassis. Nice little clip for the back so that the car gets nice float. Tires are all trued, ready to roll. This car is a blast. This car actually runs pretty good on this track. But how good is that? Fantastic. That's great work. So this will be an upcoming Fast Lap challenge. Here's another one. What do you think of that? Greg Guth sent this in. This little booger's fast. It likes my track. It handles really, really well. It likes the oval. But this was built for George Area 51's midget proxy. And take a look at the chassis. Well done. 20,500 motor. It gets it. It gets it around the track. So it will be part of the Fast Lap Challenge. And then I'm going to brag about my brother. My brother built this for the proxy. My apologies that it didn't make it there in time to participate in the proxy race. He had the same issue I did. Hit it with some clear coat to protect the decals and got some wrinkling on the paint. So both of us suck at painting models. We'll figure it out one day. But we just need to slow down. Maybe get a dehydrator. Maybe that might speed things up. But big Tony Stewart fan. He always has been. And but the chassis work, I love how he connected the body to the chassis. But it gets around the track pretty good. And then it's funny that our very own Greg Clearwater did the Kodak, and he had Harry send it off to me, and he used the model and then built the chassis. And it runs really good. But I've got to take it apart because the lead came off. But there we go. It's a good-looking car. Did a nice job on the decals. That's a bunch of decals. But it's very ironic because I did the same livery. Not quite exactly the same. Mine's a little older car. So that's a Monte Carlo. This is a Chevy Lumina, 1990 Ernie Irvin. And this car runs really good. I'm super pleased with it. It's faster than most of my 1/32 scale scratch builds on the track, which is not common, I don't think. Harry recommended that on my chassis work, that I cut that brass back behind the motor bracket just to get some weight out of the back. But it's running so good, I'm afraid to touch it. So there's some Fast Lap Challenge cars we've got coming. We'll run those. Of course, the 124s are kind of be their own thing. But George, this truck's coming after you. We'll see how it goes. So let me take a look at what I've missed in the chat. Guys, if I missed a question, I apologize. Just repost it. Um, Jerry, HSF is going down the rabbit hole. Then prayers for Pat. Yes, that's right. It's the community that's the best part for me. DG, I agree, man. I so look forward to Tuesday nights because I get a chance to catch up with all my friends. And I think my wife is starting to understand that. We had a conversation on Sunday. We were helping her mom change over to new a streaming service for a TV. And there's some learning curve there. And so we were over there helping her on Sunday afternoon, and she started asking me about the YouTube channel, which was funny. And so I was just telling the story of the YouTube channel and the community that's being built around it, and just how great it is. And when I went out there tonight, right before the live stream, because their phone number ported over, and so I needed to move some cables. The old service was turned off, and pack up the old equipment from the previous provider. And she's like, "Now I know you've got your live stream at 8:00, so you make sure you get home in time." She was all worried about me. But yeah, it's the community, man. It's so good. I'm kind of skipping through. Hey, InJet boy, you're late. We doing HO scale? Well, so the HO scale, this is from our buddy Steve, and yeah, I mean, we're having some fun with it on the track. We're having some. Good night, P&W. Thanks for tuning in, man. Sorry, I'm just getting to that message. Hey, everyone, been out in the shop. Got to take a shower, and I'll be back. He's such a. I can say that about him. He's my brother. Okay. Steve, what's up? So yeah, Steve and Greg, Bud Slots, both of them are part of a team headed to Italy for the 24-hour race over there. Pretty exciting stuff. I'm going to be helping them with something. Yeah, thanks. Can't wait till you get over here and run some laps on it. I think you'll enjoy it. And then I want to get some feedback. This end, I think that end is exactly how I want it. This end seems a little too easy for me. But I think it flows so good. I hate to mess it up, but I feel like maybe we might need it to be a little more technical. But I will wait before I do anything, and get some other people on the track and opinions. You got any heat source down there in the basement, Marty, other than the furnace? Well, the furnace sits right here, and I get a little bit off the furnace. It's not bad. It's probably like 60, 66, 68 degrees maybe. So it's not cold right now. I've got a little space heater in the other room that I can turn on that will heat that room fairly well. But, yeah. What else? I have the number 7 Trans Am car running really well. We will see how she does Thursday, hoping to get up to Cincy slots. Yeah, Steve, I'm hoping to get there as well. I'll show you my car. John Marks. So here are my 2 cars that I've got built for the Trans Am series this month. I've got a Thunderslot Mustang that I threw some number stickers on. This car is smooth and fast and just stays in the slot. It's got a win last year. But I really feel like the Thunderslots are head and shoulders above the rest of these other 3D printed chassis and things. Here's my other car. And it is the Skelectric CUDA with the CG slots 3D printed chassis. And I have to tell you, I've struggled getting the front end set up properly on this car, but I figured it out last night. It's now faster than this car by a whole tenth of a second. The only thing is this comes out of the slot a little easier than this car. And so that's where I'm struggling. That's where I'm struggling. It's like, I know this will stay in the slot. It's very easy to drive. But it probably shouldn't be allowed in the class. This car is getting really fast, but it will deslot just because it wants to every once in a while. I haven't figured out why it's doing that. Because I can run 30 laps and it won't do it. And then there'll be like 2 laps in a row. It comes out in the S turns, which makes zero sense to me. So, all right. Does anyone know of any slot car related job opportunities for senior software engineer? I'm not aware of any. I would say that the slot car industry at this point has very few jobs in it outside of the people who are already there. There's probably lots of side hustles. But I don't know. If Patrick launches Fast Laps and it goes gangbusters, maybe he would need some help. I don't know. Oh, I'm sure it's fast. Hey, it's a Secret Weber. Thanks for tuning in, man. I'm wondering if it needs more motor, but it's super balanced right now. See, that's the thing. You hate to. P68, short guide lead and light body equals fast. Okay. It does. You would think that it was a longer car because it's got so much body behind the rear axle, but it is pretty short. Maybe I'll get the front end finished tonight. Yeah, that's crazy that the P68 is the dominant car at Motown. You've heard that from all your English teachers through school. That's great. Our race was for closed cockpit only. If the 908 was allowed, it would dominate. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, so that makes perfect sense for me. And that's actually a great idea because there's lots of choices when it comes to the open cockpit stuff, and all those cars perform really, really well. I'm dying to get my hands on one of those Lolas. Can't wait till those things start shipping. Wood and plastic are two different worlds. John, I can prove that right here. The wood oval, even though it's a small track, is completely different than running on plastic. Two different worlds. Both fun in their own way. MF 908 is faster, but the NSR Classics at Motown doesn't include the 908. Only P68 marked. Yeah, that's actually a great way to do it. Because everybody wants to run their 917 and their P68, but when they have to run against the 908s and the 91710s in the NSR classes, like, they can't keep up. So that was actually a smart way to do that, guys. I like that idea. That might be a way, that might become a class for me here. I've always talked about hosting a racing series a couple times, maybe over the summer, 2 or 3 times, and having some different classes. And that would definitely be a different class. And it would allow guys to run cars like their P68 and their GT40s and things that they don't normally run, because if they do run them, they really don't have a chance, right? So, good job. Well done. I'm cracking open an adult beverage when the live reaches 100. Well, we haven't reached 100 tonight, so that was last week. You might not get there tonight. Let's see. Question. Jeffrey Powers asks, are fly cars worth the time, tune, etc.? All right. Fly cars are a lot of work. there'll be lots of opinions in the live chat, I'm sure. I'm looking over here on my shelf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 fly cars on my shelf. Now, part of the problem is Daryl. Daryl likes to throw tuning challenges at me, but come on. How good does that car look? So that's the thing with fly cars. Their body detail is fantastic. You know, they're not made to be like super high performance cars. But this car and my Flunder is fantastic. This car is so good on the track. Now, Steve, the Chevrons, they were the cars that beat me at Cincy Slots, but the Flunder was right there on the podium. So I'm really happy with that. So yes, they're worth the time, especially if you can get some nice cars for a decent price. I mean, if you look around, sometimes you can find them for $25, $35, depending on the model. But the models that everybody seems to want, those usually go for more money. But Jeff, they are a fun car as long as you're running them in class. We always talk about that, how important that is, that you're running like classes together. And so fly cars, they make great magnet cars because you can hide some of the tuning issues that make it tough. A lot of times the wheels don't hold up really well. And most of the time, like, we run them as a stock. You got to run stock gears, stock everything, wheels. So, yeah. But yeah, yes, they are. Slot Journal agrees with me. Thanks, Chris, for posting that. Yep, that was a great video. Yep, Dusty. Yes, they are. Let's see here. If I missed something, guys, I apologize. Marty is so behind in the chat that I can't even scroll back that far. That's funny. Pedro, what's up? Greetings from Portugal. Returning 34-year-old with haven't raced for 23 years until last Thursday. Already hooked again, feeling like a child in 2002. Pedro, that's awesome. Welcome back to Slot Cars. I'm glad you're enjoying it. What were you racing last week? Let us know. Shady Dave, my channel is mostly RC, but needs to start posting some of our club racing, Interstate Home Slot Racing Club. Cool. Shady Dave, thanks for tuning in, man. Hopefully we get to see some more slot car stuff. We'll check out your channel. Don't mind Dusty. He's drinking bourbon. So I have to explain this. My brother, he carves coyote calls. So he has a Facebook page called Dirt's Custom Calls, and he makes beautiful custom coyote calls. And they're made out of all kinds of things. So obviously he was turning one that was in antler tonight. And I'm sure that does not smell great. I was never a fan of the BMW M4 GT3 132nd by Carrera, but it challenges me to work on it. Besides, I got it for a low price. There you go. Harry would like to show a pic of some amazing brass work by member of our club. How can I share it here? It's hard to share pictures here in the chat. Harry, what I would recommend doing, I couldn't figure that out last night until I closed off and said, gosh, I could just post the pictures in Home Racing World. So if you're on Facebook and you're a member of Home Racing World, or you can post stuff in their forums, and then we can link to that. So that might be a way. But yeah, man, people who are good at brass work, super impressive. Oh yeah, Dave, we got some challengers. We got people. We got more cars coming. I got a notice that somebody sent me something. It may have been Gene. Artie Brother builds good cars, but won't start his own channel. No, Dusty, he just joins me on mine every once in a while. Greg, I'm investing in some test out of the speed you get from it. Home Depot, I'm surprised it doesn't have a bourbon. That's funny. That's right. ASA 200 and 400. Couldn't find the decals, but I guarantee there will be one built. There you go. Olga knows how to accept them on time. She just doesn't always know how to deliver them on time. Yep. Hey, Dan. Welcome. Glad you're here. Thanks, Bo. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. I have many suggestions on fast juice. Yeah, Daniel, how's your knee? Thanks. Healing up well. That's good to hear. Yeah, I'm a fan. The Thunder Slot Mustangs are great. Has won the CUDA war. Side hustle suggestion noted. I eyeball Patrick for fast laps. If you get big, there you go. If I miss anything, guys, I apologize. Getting some Scalextric BTCC cars to race at Tailspin. Does anybody race these? Pretty close racing. Hey, Dave. I will try to help you get to 100. David says BTC are great fun. I found the VW to be the best handling. The corkscrew at Motown has a lot of old history. It's a tough little track. I've slapped the bridge a few times myself with 124 cars. It looks like a fun layout. I really did enjoy that. Yeah, I was tracking. I could translate, John. I saw 103 views, so I popped the top. Hey, BS, we're talking about the HO car. I posted a video on my Instagram today. Maybe I'll move that over to YouTube as a short or something. So thanks for tuning in. Hey, Tom. Thanks for tuning in, man. Hopefully you're doing well. Tom's channel out there on Facebook is great. So if you need to belong, hey, Jason. Thanks, man. Go Cubs. That's right. We're almost to baseball season, brother. Hey, your Illini had a great season too. Got a good coach in there. Hey guys, look, it's 9:02 and I made it to the bottom of the Car and Slot Mod Magazine daily postings on a Home Racing Winter 2019 edition. Patrick, what degree are your S turns? So Patrick, I'll be releasing a video on Saturday morning. That's kind of the walkthrough. But the S turns are made up of it's the biggest S turns I could build, so that they're nice and smooth and not too tight. Because I didn't want to kill speed. I wanted it to be a fast section, but a section that you had to think about. And so you come in on an R3, R4, and then it goes to R2, R3, and back to R3, R4, coming out of it into the hairpin. And so you'll see I've got the whole diagram on the video as I walk through, so you can actually see the actual pieces that I used to build it. And I posted it out on Home Racing World's Facebook page last week after. So if you go back and look at Tuesday night's posts, you will find that I posted the whole plan. So I've talked about the length. The outside lane is around 96 feet, and the inside lane, the short way around, is about 87, 88 feet. So there we go. Hey, thanks, Kirby. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, no worries. It makes a nice smooth S turn. Let's take a look at it. If you can see it, it's got some movement to it, but you really can carry a lot of speed. If you can't carry speed, if you're like struggling with grip, it will kill your time. But if your car grips well and gets through that section pretty well, um, you're in good shape. So I don't know. Norma, would Dudette do? I don't. I'm not tracking. Sorry if I missed something. UC has a huge new track he's putting together. Yeah, I need to check that out. Hey, Chief. Thanks for tuning in tonight, man. Appreciate it. Hey, Oscar. Good evening. Um, so guys, I don't know. Do we want to take a look at a slightly mad? Show us your grabber for Norma. You mean my car grabber? This, or am I misunderstanding something? Let's see. Tom says, Marty, I hope you can set up a table with other YouTubers in 2026 for the slot car get together and conference. Um, Tom, it gives us plenty of time to plan for sure. Um, well, I'm glad you're here. Thanks, Norma. Um, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hopefully, you learned something. Vin, I study controllers. In my opinion, the new DS is a solid unit if you can get past the magnetic trigger. Um, Dave Kennedy said that the feel of that is better than any of the other controllers with magnetic triggers that he's tried. That for a little while he thought it was actually a wiper. Um, so the problem is, John, I'm in a place where I need another controller, just for the layout, and I want to get something different than what I have. I think the easy thing would be just to buy another DeFalco and I know what I'm getting, right? But because of the channel, it's good to be able to answer questions for people. So I've got the slotted that's Dusty's that he just keeps here, just so we have a spare. I've got Daryl's spare, the 301, the DD301. Then I've got a DD302, and so I could just go get the 304 and be done with it, and probably be very happy. But I was looking at the DS, but you can't find them anywhere. They're out of stock everywhere. So obviously it's a nice controller. So I really was looking at something like that to maybe test. I've also looked at the True Speed, the MT2. The Apex seems like just a little too much, but I know there's a lot of guys going towards that. But I just don't know if I can drop the $500 on it. Yeah. If True Speed wants to give me a discount so I can do a review, I'm joking. I have an ethics statement I send to people, and usually that prevents it when I say I don't have to make a video. I don't do negative reviews on my channel. So if you send me something and it's awful, I'm probably not going to do a video because I won't bash your product. It's just not me who I am. So I don't do that on my channel. But yeah, good stuff. Chris. Yeah, Chris, you didn't miss much, man. Just me rambling like always. David says, I love my old DeFalco, but the DS is very tempting. Yeah, it's tempting to me too, just because I think it would be fun to try something different. Marco had the guy from Synapse. That controller looks really interesting, but it doesn't look like it's really going to come to fruition. So kind of missed out on that. There's one that I can't find again. It has a box and has a bunch of colorful knobs. I don't know who makes it or what it was, but I was trying to find it and gain more knowledge. There's the new +1 from China, and that controller is sold out as well. Silage on Facebook, which is in France, he has a controller that Greg Gab actually bought, and it's his main controller now, that I'm really interested in. But again, I don't know if I want to wait. I just can't decide what the next controller for me is. But we'll keep shopping. But I'm with you. I really like my DeFalco. Let's see. NorCal, what controller do you run? I think Jim, if hasn't answered that already, I think he runs a Third Eye. Daniel, I think I'd asked him that before. I know he has a DeFalco, he has a few others, but I think that that's what he's running. Is a Third Eye. No, I have a Pile as is. Have you tried it? My sister runs the OS3 Lite controller. It works great. And they also make the higher end ones too for $80. The OS3 Lite is awesome. For $80. Yeah. Let's try to see the HO car run some laps. There's no way the camera's picking that thing up. I'm not bashing the DS, by the way. I just like the feel of a spring giving me input. No, John, I agree. It's what I don't love about the slotted controller. I love all the controls that you have. Travis, they sent Travis one, and he did a review, on that controller. It looks really good on paper. It would be interesting to see. Again, it's a magnetic trigger, so I don't know. I don't know if it would have the feel that a lot of people. Patrick, the DS, there is a 2-finger trigger, but if you go to their frequently asked questions page on one of the websites, I forget who, it says it does not recommend putting the 2-finger trigger on the DS. But I'd imagine you could probably 3D print something that slips over the existing trigger to give you the extension. Because, I'm a fan of the 2-finger trigger. John Albright talked me into that, and I haven't looked back. So did Josh, our buddy Josh. There are a couple people that have the DS. Yeah, I can't find them, Daniel. They are sold out everywhere. Jim says, yes, Third Eye FET 32. That's another one I've looked at. I've also looked at the Karstein. I've heard really good things about that. Vin says he likes the DeFalco, but I don't have a great thing to say about its designer. Oh, I've talked to Jim a few times, Vin. The +1 had 32 model memories. That was what piqued my interest as well. The silage, I'm not sure how he pronounces it. It's French. It has memory as well and keeps track of not quite 32 settings, but models. But I think it's like 8, and that would probably be enough for me. let's get some more slot car related products built in the United States. Yeah, that would be great, except for the fact that manufacturing is so expensive. And I mean, the DeFalco is made in the United States. Jim makes them. But a lot of slot car stuff is not made here. You know, a lot of it comes from Italy and Spain. And John says, retrofitted my FET 32 with a DeFalco 2-finger trigger. Nice. Bob Palmer, sorry for noob. I have to run PM at the shop I run it. What's the difference would I see between my Patriots and the controllers you all are talking about? Bob, I'm not sure what between Patriots. I'm not familiar with that controller. Is that just the stock controllers? Slot Journal says, still using my 45 ohm Parma. Would like to upgrade to an electronic. I think that's the big difference is they're electronic. So you don't have to do all the fancy things. John Albright and I talk about controllers a lot. I'm fascinated by controllers. I would love to build my own. I think it would be a fun project, just learning and understanding all of the particulars. But a lot of guys I see, we even see since he slots, they've had the controller for a long time. They've got a relay in line so that when they're full throttle, it switches over, the relay kicks on, and it shortcuts the power so you're not going all the way up into the controller handle, and it's keeping the brake closer to the power source. So in theory, that's giving it's taking any inconsistency out of the track power, right? The Karsteins allow you to run all scales. Yeah, the Professor Motor. Oh, Bob, Professor Motor. Gotcha. Yeah, the Professor Motor ones are great. They're inexpensive. They've got great features. Especially if you have one that's got the sensitivity and braking control, those are good. I'm not in love with the handle, but I've raced with one as a borrowed controller early on, racing it at Cincy Slots. So yeah, that's the loaner is a Professor Motor, and it works just fine. The pulse width modulation on the third eye and the true speed is very smooth and responsive. Changed from a DeFalco and never looked back. Yeah, maybe I'd need to take a look at that one again, Jim. I'm really fascinated. So Dave Kennedy said he was going to send me the DS for a couple weeks so that I could do a test on it and do a review. So I'm hoping that happens. But if not, if it comes in stock someplace, it's $189 US. That's right there with the DeFalco that I bought. I think it was $196, something like that. So pretty much the same price. But the DeFalco polarity can, yep. Yes, Chris Freder did that like 5 times one night here at the house. I think they just maybe used the handles. Hey, Bill. Thanks for tuning in. Marty, if you need any shirts and hats, let me know. Okay, thanks. I appreciate that, Tom. So let's flip over. Do we want to, for Tad, let's run. What do we want to run? Let's run a couple laps with this. We'll run the CUDA. Let's see how Dave's performs on this track, and we'll run the fast lap. All right. So I'm going to switch over. Maybe. Track. What time is it? 9:19. forgot. No, forgot about the microphone, guys. Hold on. All right. You should be able to hear me. Can anybody tell me whether they can hear me or not? You have my audio, guys? Can you hear me? I'll mute that. Maybe it sounds good. All right, guys, here we go. Okay, this is the HO car. I'm only running 12 volts, so it's not too crazy at the moment, and probably pretty hard to see. So it needs to be run at about 20 volts. All right. So let's throw Shotgun Dave's truck on here and see how it gets around the layout. Oh gosh, sorry Dave, wasn't a very good showing. This is definitely made for the oval. Oh, but man, that thing opens up. When it opens up, I realized I have a light off. See if this helps you guys see a little bit. I'm just guessing that you guys can hear me. Oh yeah, Dave, this car looks so good. This truck looks so good going around the track. Man, it gets it down the straights. It's just not getting enough grip, the urethanes on this track surface. All right, so let's take a look at the CUDA. See what kind of lap times we can get on this. Yeah, this is running pretty good. How does it look on screen, guys? Different camera running, so I'm not sure exactly what your view looks like. Yeah, I think this car's ready. So 7.6, 7.593. There we go, 7.7. As the tires get a little dirty, the track's probably a little dusty. I didn't clean it off. Let's run John Marks. This is the Pioneer. Been working on it. I took John Albright's recommendation and put a 20,500 long can Predator motor in it. And I'll stop over so you guys can take a look at it on camera up close. There you go. That's the car. Great looking car. Gosh, it's such a good looking car. Oh, so there it is. When it comes out, but it's still running 7/8. Let's see what we can get. See if we can get a little closer to that 7.6. Still a little tippy. Might need to add a little bit of weight to this thing. Still not quite done tuning it, but I want it to be an easy driver for John Mark. I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it. Maybe it needs a little more body float because it's tipping instead of, there we go. I think I just needed to calm the car down a little bit. 7.7. That was a good run. That was a good run. It was going to be a good lap. So we're in the 7.7s with that. No complaints. Let's run the NSR. This is the 908. This is like my favorite car to be running right now. There we go. Track's a little cold, 6.8s. So I'll take that. Track record is 6.707. Little cold, little dusty. But man, this is such a great car to drive. The NSRs for plastic track are so easy to tune. And this one's not really, I'm not really done tuning this car. There's a 6.7, 6.5. There you go. Not far off the track record, which tells me that I think when the fast guys get here, Steve and Greg and Dusty, and they start running, Daryl, those guys will probably break the, there's your tricky turn for me. I do need to put the wood guide on this thing, but should be able to run in the 6.6s probably, maybe 6.5s. I don't know. 6.5 is going to be a tough. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but I've started to delete the white dashed lines on the Carrera track. I'm using a Posca acrylic paint marker, and it's doing a nice job of hiding the dashes. Oh, that was a good lap. And so I'm deleting all of the white dashes, and it makes the track look so much cleaner. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, I'm really happy with the layout. You guys should come over. Now I'm starting to get in the groove. Oh, the S-turns are a lot of fun. Into that sharp turn, I think that's a challenge that people are going to enjoy, especially when racing side by side. Oh, there we go. I don't know, that was 10, 12 laps in a row, 6.7, 6.8, 6.9, 6.8, 6.9, 6.8, 6.9, 6.8, 6.8, 6.7, 6.8. We'll take it. All right. Anything else you guys like to see run before we call it a night? I can't see the How do you clean that part of the track that's unreachable by hand? Um, let's see here. So, I I I have a Swiffer, a long-handled Swiffer that I use. John, thanks. Yeah, maybe we need to talk about it a little bit. It's just a little tippy. Um, that body is a little heavy, so probably close to that. I don't know, Tad. The you're talking about the 908. Yeah, that car is quick. I don't know if it translated to video very well. I'll have to go back and watch this. It's a Secret Weber. David Silage has been on several times discussing his controller. It looks like a very cool controller. Much better without the white lines. Yeah, I agree. I got a few that I need to touch up, go back on, but yeah, they look pretty good. DJ Patrick, the track cleaner truck would be great. I also have the I also have this. I also have this that you push with the car. And so I usually run a handful of laps with pushing this around, and it does an excellent job of cleaning the dust off the track. So, yeah. But the Carrera track cleaner truck would be really handy too. But that's just pretty much what that is. You just push it around. Fred Moon, also picking up my first Thunder slot and Riva slots has really helped going magless. I still run both. Yeah, I think that I missed the question about magnet versus non-magnet. We don't get into a big fight about that here. We always say run what you enjoy. So don't get caught up in the whole argument about it. If you want to run magnets, run magnets. What we found, though, is as we gravitated away from Carrera and Skelectric cars and towards NSR, Revo slots, that we gravitated away from magnets because those cars usually don't have magnets installed on them. The classes that we race at our local club, which is Cincy Slots, we don't run magnets. So that's why our choice. Yeah. So good stuff. It's 9:33, guys. Any other questions out there? I ran some laps, had a nice discussion, had some new people in the chat, which was great. 74 likes, 82 people watching. I'll take that any night. That's really pretty awesome. So if you guys don't have anything, maybe I should run my big old 124 scale Kodak car. I don't know. We'll see. Applesauce, running in an NSR F1 class at my local wood track, and I got a fast lap. Nice. Congratulations. I have one of the NSR, the 96, 98, or 86, 88, 89, 86, 89. Thank you, John Albright. And that car is fast on this track. It runs 6.9s. It's really, really good. So I'm glad. Way to go. You're on getting the fast lap. BS Slot Car says, with my Carrera track, I always used a California car brush. Great to quickly get dust off. That's actually a great idea. I may pick one of those up. That's actually Steve, that's actually a great idea. So, yeah, to be fair to Steve's HO, I should have cranked the voltage up to about 20 volts, and then thing's insane. It's insane. It's so much fun. And it's magnets. See, there you go. Running magnets. Chris Fretter, because of you, Dusty, and John Mark, I started tuning some of my cars to run no magnet. Well, Chris, I think it was. I think you got to see how much fun no magnet can be. It does change the way you drive a little bit. It does change things, but it's not a bad thing, right? Yeah, the truck is awesome. It's fantastic. The California brush is excellent. Yeah, okay, I'll have to stop by AutoZone or Advance Auto and pick one of those up. Maybe I can get one at Walmart. Can't use it on polycar track, so sharp surface pulls threads out of brush and stick on. Yeah, I imagine it does. I imagine it does. All right, guys, we're going to call it quits. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Hopefully you have a great week, and I'll post some more videos. I'll get the timing fixed on the oval and record a couple of the fast lap challenges we've got to record. So look forward to those. Maybe I'll release one before Saturday, and then maybe Saturday I'll release my BS. Yes, it does still count laps at 20 volts. So I was running like 4.5 second laps, which is insane. Good night, guys. So, guys, thanks for tuning in this week. Go have some fun racing. We'll catch up later. Good night.